Good morning, welcome to Newspapers Today on OSBC Television. My name. We have 4 or 5 newspapers whose front page stories we quickly going to mention. From the front page of the New Telegraph, Nigeria's economy grows fastest in 3 years at 3.84%, and federal government's bond oversubscribed by 719.61 billion naira. Why Tinubu will win a second term by Oji Uzokalo tells IBB to write second edition and expose those behind June 12 annulment. Urges Tinubu to declare late Abiola as our next president, as Vasa family says retired general's book full of lies. And from the same paper, federal government's reform policies necessary for economic growth. That is according to the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Senator George Akume. Afenifere names Oba Laiton as Adebanjo's replacement. On the front page of the Blueprint newspaper, Lagos GDP, gross domestic product, rose from 27 trillion naira to 41 trillion naira in 4 years. That is quoting a commissioner. Our reforms win foreign investors back to Nigeria, says President Tinubu. Country now Africa's investment destination of choice, and IOCs diversifying to deep water offshore operations, the Kubiri says. And presidency tackles El-Rufai over ministerial snap remarks. Flying Eagles land in Abidjan for Cote d'Ivoire friendlies. Alleged defamation, Natasha sues Akpabio, demands 1.3 billion naira damages. And therefrom we go to the front page of the Nigerian Tribune. CBN frustrating probe into 30 trillion naira ways and means, says Senate panel. Senate probes Natasha's conduct, may suspend her as she sues Akpabio and aid for 100 billion naira over alleged defamation. And Nigeria Bureau of Statistics says Nigeria's gross domestic product, driven by services sector, grew by 3.84% in the fourth quarter of 2024. Afenifere appoints Oba Oladipo as new leader. New Telegraph newspaper put it as Oba Olaiton. And Lagos Assembly Union leadership demands release of free detained staff. Finally, APC holds NEC meeting today. Oyo Assembly okays the issuance of bond to finance remodeling of Agbowo shopping complex in Ibadan. OSEC chairman takes IGP Osun CP to court. Court sentences Ekiti teachers to 44 years imprisonment for defiling teenage students. And therefore, we go to the front page of the leadership newspaper. FCCPC summons multi-choice over DSTV GoTV price hike. That's better. Federal government declares war on medical tourism. Another good news if you want to say. Forget 2027 presidency, Akume tells Atiku, Bala, others, that's politics. And stop behaving like a child, presidency replies El-Rufai, that's politics. Court absolves Naira Marley to others of Mohbad's death, that's almost more than 2 years. Reps panel seeks tax exemption for PWDs, people with disabilities. And alleged defamation, Natasha sues Akpabio, demands 100 billion naira. Terrorists leveraging new technologies, center wants. And there to the front page of the Guardian newspaper, Jonathan Jega carpet politicians, judiciary INEC overflowed elections. And EFCC arraigns 16 for alleged cyber terrorism internet fraud in Lagos. Tinubu okays 1 trillion naira financing for states to strengthen primary healthcare centers. Natasha, okay, that's the same story. APC begins 2027 groundwork as Tinubu, governors, party leaders meet on internal crisis. IBB revelation, Igbo group demands 100 trillion naira compensation for Rindi Igbo. And non-oil sector pushes GDP up by 3.84% in the last quarter of the last year. And Belgium fears losing 40% petrol export to Nigeria as Tinubu woos investors. And court remands Lagos Assembly workers for alleged assault on DSS officers. And Business Day, Lagos boys drive Abuja housing bull. Tinubu reassures, okay, that is one is on the front page of this day newspaper. Tinubu reassures global oil investors of easy repatriation of their investments. And Nigeria Bureau of Statistics, this story is common to almost all the newspapers. Aided by non-oil sector, Nigeria's GDP grew by 3.4% in 2024, 3.84% in the last quarter of the same year. And Daily Trust newspaper, APC National Caucus meets ahead of NEC. Card reader almost said Nigeria ablaze in 2015, quoting former President Goodluck Jonathan. 30 killed in Yobe, Sokoto auto crashes. God forbid food prices drop ahead Ramadan. Maize now 47,000 naira per 100 kilogram bag. Rice 70,000 naira per 50 kilogram bag. But exactly yesterday in Oshogbo here, a bag of rice sold for something ranging between 85,000 naira to 90, some 88, some 89, some 86. You know, as at yesterday, I'm saying the price varied, but what we have here is that the price of rice has dropped to 70,000 naira per 50 kilogram of bag. That could be the case in Abuja, but down here we still hope that the prices of certain food items will drop further, because less than a month ago we bought a bag of rice for as low as 63,000 naira. So all of a sudden the price just jumped to 85, 86. The price of PMS remains 93, 95. Prices, I mean, cost of transportation has not risen. So one cannot really fathom what has led to the sudden increase in the price of a bag of rice. And federal government demands probe as Nigerian footballer dies in Uganda, and by yourself purchasing student drowns in swimming bed. So those are the newspapers we have for review this morning. We have reviewed the front page of Daily Trust, this day newspaper, Business Day, The Guardian, Leadership newspaper, Nigerian Tribune, Blueprint, and of course New Telegraph. If any of the stories is of interest to you, pick a copy and read more about the stories whose headlines we have given to you. Oluwatoyin Yusuf is my name. Join my colleagues tomorrow on the morning.
Yak had finally fallen asleep at the first light of dawn. A few days earlier, he had been in Sardinia, visiting a friend, an Italian Eritrean entrepreneur, Makonnen Asmoron.